Can I take 15-20 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, welcome you all back. Yeah, out of the topic which I thought I should cover, I think append is over. Now there are no questions. Let me give you a very quick understanding with respect to the merge. As I said, merge is generally we use for the reconciliation or getting the data from second table to the first table or first table to the second table and so on. When I do a VLOOKUP function in both the tables, through which you can get, let's say, what are only there in the first table, yes or no? What are only there in the first table in the sense other than NA? NA means what are not there in the second table, which are exclusively available in the first table. Okay. Then if I do the reverse VLOOKUP to the other table, there NA means which are exclusively in the second table. Okay. So when NA is not there, that means exclusively those are the items available in both. So around your VLOOKUP, if you do a permutation combination, you will get 6 different type of joins. We call it as a join in the Power Query. We call it as a left outer join. Left outer join means I want everything in the left table but only matching in the right table. Right outer join means I'll get everything in the right table but only matching in the left table. Full outer join means, let's say in this table 10 items are there, in this table 12 items are there, common are 8. That means 2 are extra here, 2 are extra here, 4 are extra here. That means total together 14 items you will get it. Okay, that means it will take the content from both the tables, then it's going to create the final table. That's a full outer join. Inner join means both are exactly available in both the tables. Let's say if I take a product ID, what are the product IDs available in both the tables? Only that extract you will get it. Left anti-join, the name itself is self-explanatory. Okay, left anti-join in the sense the values which are not available in the right table, exclusively in the left table. Right anti-join means which are not available in the left table but exclusively in the right table. I will take a small example, then quickly we'll go ahead. I'm not taking any other case studies. Simply I'll take let's say product ID, product name. Okay, if you want, you can just ask a ChatGPT, I want a sample 10 names, it's going to give you the table. Okay, but without taking much of the time, I'll just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I can have prod A, then prod B. I unfortunately did not have, it will not take much time. Prod D, not a problem, let me delete. Now here I have another table, there is a price. Let me have some random price. Now if I want to get, okay, here I have product ID, product ID is there. Let's say this is the 4, this is 3, this is 5, this is 1. And there is 6 also, that is 70. Here there is 7, this is product E. Now if I do a VLOOKUP function, considering the product ID, what will happen? Can anyone tell? I want the product name. Can anyone quickly tell me what will come? Equal to VLOOKUP, look for this value within this table, get me the second column value as an answer. Dollars are very important. Though you don't like USA, you should give dollar. Let's put F4, copy, paste. What is the meaning of it? D, this are available in both. Meaning, when I use the merge join, this is nothing but my inner join. So these 3 product IDs are there in both the tables. You are going to get that extract if I do in the Power Query. What is the meaning of this and this? When you apply a right anti-join, you will get the extract of this and this. Okay. Now, let me use the VLOOKUP function for here to get the price. Equal to VLOOKUP, look for this value within this table, get me the second column value as an answer. Now, I want to freeze this, enter, copy and paste. Okay. Now, this access will come, you know where? Left anti-join, because exclusively available in the left table. Considering this table is the left table, this table is the right table. Okay, so let us start applying using the Power Query, then you will get to know much better. Let me copy it and paste here. Let me also copy this database and paste below. Now what I need to do, can anyone tell? First I have to load this data into my Power Query. So what I need to do, first let me convert this into the table format. What is the shortcut to convert? Control plus P. Very good. Thank you, madam. So table design, I will change the name of the table. TV left. I just kept it, as a name. Let me select this data. Control plus T. Let me give this table name as a TB right. Otherwise TB price. This one TB master. I'll just take it as a TB master. Okay. Very good. Now these two tables I should load into my Power Query. Yes or no? How to load? Go to the data, take to the Power Query. It's trying to load. I don't want to do anything. Just I'll close and load the two. Don't click close and load, because close and load means directly to load it as a table. But do you want to get this data into the table back? No, because already data is there. Do you want to get this data into pivot table? Not required. I just want to create as a connection, that's all. That means you please load this data and store at the backend. Wonderful. Let me do the steps very quickly. Go here and go to the data. I'll just click from the table arrange. Now I'll close and load the two. Create as a connection, that's all. Now what happened? These two tables are there at the backend as a connection. Yes or no? I'll keep my cursor here. I'll go to the data. There is an option here. What is that? Combine queries. I already covered append, very elaborate. Now I want to cover merge. What is the left table you want to take? Let me take the master table. What is the right table you want to take? Price table. You should tell to the Excel what is common column. Let me select the prod ID here. Let me select the product ID. In Excel, let's say two items together as common. Then what you will do? First I have to create an extra column in Microsoft Excel. Join this and this. In the other table also join a X column and join Y column. Then you are going to apply a VLOOKUP function to the new column. But in the Power Query, if you want two columns together, if you combine it, then that becomes a unique. Then what you need to do? Don't do anything. Just select these two columns. That means at the back end, those two columns will be concatenated. That concatenated value will be searched in the right table. Okay, as of now, I just need only one column, so that is sufficient. So I don't want this. Let me take master table. This is the one. At the bottom directly you can see. The selection matches 3 of 5 rows from the first table. Don't look into that. These all are the 6 type of matching which I am talking about. Okay, left outer join. Okay, this is the 6, very important. Even if you do the VLOOKUP function, these all are the 6 maximum combination you will get it. Left outer join, right outer join, full outer join, inner join, left anti-join and right anti-join. In this case, I just want the left outer join. So let me select this and click OK. Now it will take me to the Power Query. Because I said left outer join means get everything from the left table, but only matching with the right table. Now what it has done, for the first one, it has created a table if it is matching. Now if you see at the bottom, you can see a table. Now the advantage of using the merge, in Microsoft Excel, if I want 10 columns to get into the first table, for each column you should write a formula. Yes or no? Now, whenever this value gets matched, the entire other table record it is keeping here. Now I can simply expand all the columns at a time. Now you can simply expand. Product ID is not required because it's already there. Except product ID, I want everything. Because only one column is there, I have taken one column. If 10 columns are there, I'll take all the 10 columns. As simple as it. Why null came? Because that is not there in the left table. Simply, I'll just change the name of this as a left outer. I'm not going to cover everything. I'll take another one example, then we'll close. Close and load the two. Okay, very quickly. let me put this data into my existing table, click here. Now let me little zoom less. Now for example, if I put this as instead of 4, maybe 8, then what will happen? Go to the data, refresh. Do you think 4 prod D will have 85? No. Automatically. Now doing the same, can I create some data here very quickly? Yes. I will simply go to the data now. Can you help me to get right outer join? Now I want to go to the merge. You can just take this master data. Then I want to take the price data. Now let's select this and let's select this. I want right outer join. Let's click OK. I'm going a little faster because first concept I have covered, it is exactly the same concept. So this is right outer. I want everything from the right table. So go here and expand. Click OK. Now you can just close and load the 2. I want to load into my table in the same Excel, maybe here. Check it out. These all are there in the right table, but only 2 items are matching in the left table. Very quickly, let me get the, what do you want now? Left, full outer join. That means all from both the tables. Master, let's take the price, prod ID, product ID. Let me take full outer join. Click OK. Now you please expand this entire table, may be required. Click OK. Then I want to name this as a full outer. Then you can just close and load. You know when this is important? Whenever you have some items which are available exclusively in the first table, but not in the second. Some are exclusively in the second table, not in the first table. Then you can try using this. Then I want to load as a table in the existing worksheet and click OK. Like this, I request you to create remaining 3 join. What are the remaining 3 join? Left anti. If I create left anti, can you tell me what items will come? Only this. If I create right anti join, only these 3. If I create inner join, which are available exclusively in both, only this. Okay. That's all with respect to the merging the data. And the very important of merge is, do you know what is the meaning of fuzzy lookup? What is the meaning of fuzzy concept? Similar. Similar means CA.Saran. No. Okay, so that we can give the percentage. Based on the percentage, where this can be used, you know, when you are trying to do some analysis, but the company name is Saran Kumar Services Private Limited. And another company name is Saran Kumar Services PVT Ltd. When you start applying and analyzing the data, these two may not come at one place. Because Saran Kumar Services Private Limited is different, PVT Ltd is different for the Excel. But I want these two should come together one below other. That is the fuzzy concept. So by default, it is 100%. If you want to make the percentage 90, you can keep it. That means 90% it looks into. Many people ask the question, Sharan, if it is 90% in the sense, is it 90% of the characters? No. It is an algorithm based on that it works. It converts into the ASCII, then finally it converts into some bits. We are not sure exactly what program and algorithm it happened. Then based on 90%, 80%, 70%, you can just rearrange. I'll tell you one practical assignment or case study which I have done using this. One client I got forensic audit. Actually that got by a chartered accountant. I have given a support to him. What is this, you know? One big company, bills they claimed using the fake invoices. Invoice number, because it's a system, it is allowing. Invoice number, they just changed the last letter instead of L to I. Instead of L, after L, they kept another character 1 because system accepts, because both are same. 12-digit invoice should be there. And they are just changing the invoice number, last digit, before last digit, adding extra 1 digit and so on. If this is the case, they are having almost 40,000 invoices in the last 3 years they processed. Now they got a doubt, maybe many invoices are fake. How you can identify? Obviously you cannot go to each and every invoice and start verifying it. Again I am telling you, for any assignment, starting point is very important. Then what is the starting point? That's what the people they stuck up. And this 40,000 is not only for one branch, 40,000 is one branch, like that 7 branches are there. That means 7 40,000, you can understand how bigger the database is. Now where you need to start? You can't go manually going into every invoice and watching. It takes n number of man hours. Then I said the best approach for this is you start doing the fuzzy. Just make 90% as a common. Then you can start combining the related invoices at one place. Wherever more common items are there, you take that bunch. Start doing the audit. So many cases where that is not even nearby, then what is the meaning of wasting the time? So we made different subsets. Then while we made the different subsets, out of 40,000 we got only 2,000 invoices. Even those 2,000 invoices, 7 are together, 6 are nearby, then 5 are nearby. We made different bunch. Okay, that is the way you can start doing. Where you will find that option, I'll just tell you. If at all you are interested, you can go to the merge, and let's say you cannot use in this case because it's a number, purely it has to match. Let's go to the price. Are you finding here there is an option? If you can see, are you finding there is an option here? What is that? Use fuzzy matching to perform the matching. Once you click that, let me click it, then you have many options. If you go here, similarity threshold, by default it gives 80. If you want, you can change it. By default it is 1. Normal cases it is 1. But I am looking for a fuzzy here. 1 in the sense 100% match. When I put 0.9, 90% match. 8, 80%. Here again, don't ask me, percentage doesn't mean number of characters. It is some algorithm, it works at the back end. Again, you can just go here. Do you want to ignore the case sensitive? Match by combining the text parts and so on. Meaning, Microsoft is there. Another place, soft micro is there. Now, whenever you check this, it will try to take different parts, it's combined, and it try to verify whether it's nearby or not. In those cases, you can use the fuzzy match, that is part of your merge. If you are not using Power Query, then what is an option to make the fuzzy match? You have a, sorry? Which one? Fuzzy lookup. Yeah, fuzzy lookup add-in is there. You can just go to the Microsoft website and download it. Right? Any question till here? Another 5 minutes, sir? Yeah. Now, in fact, one topic they have given it to me. That is Power Pivot. Pivot we know. Power Pivot? You know Power Pivot? You know already because in the topics are already given. It is next level to the pivot. But what is that? Simple. After the relationship, what is the basic difference between Access and Microsoft Excel? Anyone? Access is a database. Relational database. It's a database, relational database. I need not to write a VLOOKUP function. I can take the primary key, connect to the foreign key. Automatically these two tables can get connected. But can I do the same activity using my Microsoft Excel? No. Why? Because Excel doesn't have that functionality. That's what we feel. Okay? But you will see now. Excel does have the functionality of relating more than one table. Let me open this Microsoft Excel. I have given one advanced pivot table folder. In that there are a bunch of files. These all are the e-commerce files, just for the better example. Customer database is there. Generally in the database language, dimension in the sense it's a master data. Fact table is nothing but the transactions data. If you go to any retail company, if you look into their tables, whatever the transactions the cashier enters, that's a facts. But in the transaction table, if you look, it will not have all the details. It will not have customer name, address, no. Only customer ID will be there. Product ID will be there. Order ID will be there. Shipping ID will be there. If you go to the shipping table, for this shipping ID, all other details will be captured. If you go to product table, for this product ID, another 20-30 columns are there. Because they cannot normalize the entire data at one place. Okay, they put it into different tables, use the concept of relational data, whatever required, they'll combine it and they can query it. Now there is a customer database and there is a orders database, there is a dimension of products, there is a dimension of the shipping, there is a dimension of facts. Facts table is there, that's a market table. If you look into this table, 5 minutes please, order ID is there, product ID is there, ship ID is there, customer ID is there, sales is there, discount, order quantity, profit, shipping cost and so on. This is a fact table which keep on growing whenever a transaction happens. Now if I look into the customer dimension table customer name, province, region, customer segment, customer ID. Now if I ask you a question, I want the summary based on the customer segment, total sales, how you can do? I want the customer segment by sales. What's our simple? We'll copy and paste this data into Excel. Second data also will copy paste. Using the VLOOKUP function, customer ID, I'll get the sales into my customer table. Then I'll create a pivot table with the customer segment. Anyway, I got the sales using VLOOKUP. I did. Instead, let us see how we can handle this in a very simple way. I'm just opening a blank Excel. First, what I'm going to do, I'll go to the data, get data very quickly. That's a CSV file. I do these steps a little faster because now you became master to get the data. So go to the advanced pivot table, double click. Is everything fine? If not, let's go to the transform. Everything is not fine because extra columns are there. I don't want any blank columns. So let's go towards the right side. I'll select from here till here. From here. Now right click. I don't want any of these columns. And there is one more problem with this table. Can anyone tell? Headers are not taken automatically. Then what I need to do? Use first row as a header. If I click this, can you tell me what function it writes? Table.promote headers. See, you can see there is a function here, table.promote headers. Now I don't want to get this data into my Microsoft Excel. Let me load as a connection, that's all. Now let's go to the data, get data from CSV file. Let me load the second fact data very quickly. If everything is fine, you need not to go to the transformation part. Now everything looks fine. Directly I can close and load to, create as a connection, click OK. Now let me get the third data. Ideally, you get these data not as a separate file, you will connect to the server. That may be SAP server and so on. But in this case, since we don't have a server, I'm just taking independently as a text files. Let's go here. Here also looks everything fine. I'll directly load to only create as a connection, click OK. Now finally, I'll go to the data here, the final data, maybe last but one. I'll take the prod data. Is everything fine with the product data? No. Why? Header did not identify automatically. So I have to transform. Click transform data, then use first row as a header, close and load to only create as a connection, click OK. The last table, get data from CSV and text, shipping dimension, looks everything fine, close and load to, now only create as a connection, click OK. Now if I close it, many people think this is a blank Excel, don't delete it. There are so many queries are there at the backend. If I save it, do you think it's same like 1 KB or 2 KB? No, because queries are there. That size also will be added. So that's the reason many a time don't just into the front end and estimate the size of the file. Always try to check at the back end what are the queries and so on. Now there are so many things are there. Now what I can do? Go to the data. Is it? No. Go to insert, pivot table. I want to get from the external data source. Is there any external data source? Yes, click it. There are many queries. I can choose it. Now what I'll be doing, I'll just go to the data, queries and connections, I'll click it. Let me right click and I'll just go to load to. Always you try to add this data to the data model. What is the meaning of it? I want to connect, I want to relate one table to the other table. Now very quickly I'll do the same for all other, right click. I actually forget to do that earlier while loading this. Just load to, add this data to data model. Now right click this, you can just go to load to. Now add this data to data model, click OK. Now right click, add this data to data model, and finally shipping dimension data. Right click, load to, add this data to data model. Oops, I missed it. Load to, yeah, final, okay. Another one pivot table will make it, and then I'll give the session to the other speaker. Let's go to the insert now. Pivot table. Earlier, once you click the pivot table, you know what happened? Here itself you have many options. Now they made it into separate 3 items. Okay, one is, do you want from the table or range or external data source and so on. Now you have from data model. Yes or no? This got highlighted because I added pivot table. And also I added that add into the data model. Power pivot is one add-in which is already there in your Excel. You can just go to the developer, maybe you can just go to the COM add-ins, you just need to check this box. Once you click it, you will get power pivot. Once you click manage, all these tables you can find in this power pivot. This is a data model. If I want to see in the diagram model, you can see all the tables like this. This is what in the Access generally you'll find it. Now what I can do, this is what, I'm not going much deeper into the database related, otherwise I could cover, what is a schema, structure and so on. As of now, these all are the 4 dimensions I have, and in between I have a market fact data. Now I want to relate this. How I can relate? Order ID, I want to connect with my order ID. Okay, relation cannot be created because each item contains the duplicate. No problem. So this is the order ID. I did a mistake. Okay. Now there is a relation between these 2 tables. This is what in the Access you used to do. Now this is the customer. Where is the customer ID? The last column is the customer ID. Can I connect this customer ID to my customer ID here? Possible. Now I want to connect my product ID to product ID here. This is one to many. Now I want to finally ship ID to this ship ID. This is what we call it as a star schema in the database language, because in between your facts are there, around it all the dimensions are there, you are going to connect. Now don't do anything. Just go to the data view at the back end, it automatically connected. I'm not going much deeper. Just you go back to your Excel. Okay. Now let me insert pivot table. There is no data, but from the data model, where you want pivot table here, click OK. Now normally when you take a pivot table, only one table will come. Yes or no? But here how many tables are there? One table, second table and so on. What was the question I asked earlier? I want customer segment wise, sales is there in the other table. Do you think Excel automatically understands now? Yes. How do Excel know that it has to take customer segment from the first table but the second table? Because I related there. Absolutely. Now you just go here and you can just click comma and 0. And in fact you can do a lot of DAX into this and so on. Now let us make it using other tables also. I want to have based on my order priority. Let's take the order priority into the columns. Now I want take the ship ID, ship mode into the slicer. I'm trying to use all the options of Microsoft pivot table. Now check it out. If I select this, automatically it will change. Now what is the total? 147.15. Now from the server I have taken the data. I did this entire transformation. Now I will go back to my server data, open this market fact. Let's say for example, one item got updated. This is nothing but the sales, right? Sales, right? 9. Let me change this 9 to 999999. Some big figure. Save it. Once I save it, close it. Now if I come back here, what is the total? 1 crore 49 lakh, right? I changed 9 to some 9 lakh or around more than 9 lakh. Data, refresh, do you think this value will automatically change? Absolutely will change. Check it out. It is now doing all the steps, trying to load all the 5 items here. This is the value where it has changed. Now understand, instead of me connecting to the local file, if I connect to the server, if server gets update, if I refresh, this automatically get updates. CA.Saran, I'm lazy, I don't want it has to get update every time. Okay, I want it should update maybe every 1 minute or every 2 minutes. You can do that. You can just go to the Power Query, this query related properties, and you can change the timing. That means if you have a dashboard, I'm sure Deepika ma'am will cover. Even if the same Power Query is there at the back end of Power BI, the same data model structure is there in the back end of Power BI. That means when you have a visual dashboard, if you are managing the data of all the restaurants, the manager can do simply having a dashboard that will automatically refresh. When Sar was telling previous speaker, if you have a big TV, connect to the TV, that automatically refresh, you can have a look. But at the back end, this entirely is the recipe. Okay, I thought I have covered good with this, but as I mentioned, this is like a Bahubali film. On the screen, everything looks great, there is no doubt. But if you practice today itself or tomorrow, at least 60-70% you can practice better. If you think I am busy today night, we are traveling, tomorrow I want to take rest. Next 1 week if you want to take rest. After 1 week if you practice, only 30% will retain. This entire week and next week also we are busy. You want to practice after 15 days. My suggestion, don't practice. Because nothing you will retain. Okay. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much for all the organizing. I'll save this file also.